Paul Outerbridge Jr., an American photographer. His career started when he was discharged from the Royal Canadian Naval Air Service in 1970. Paul Outerbridge was originally a designer and illustrator in New York City before becoming a photographer. He attended the University of Columbia in 1921. In 1925, Paul Outerbridge moved to Paris to work for a French edition of Vogue. He also worked for Vanity Fair. In 1929, Paul Outerbridge moved back to New York and opened a studio producing commercial and artistic work. While Paul Outerbridge was in New York, he wrote a column on color of photography for the U.S. Camera magazine. Paul Outerbridge mostly used a tricolor carbo process for his photography. In 1937, photos were exhibited in the Museum of Modern Art. Three years later, in 1940, Outerbridge published a book called Photographing in Color. This book is about his color technique. Paul Outerbridge mostly worked with female nudes. He moved to California after commercial work stopped because of his scandalous photos. Two years later, he married fashion designer Lois Weir and worked in their joint fashion company. Their fashion company was called Lois and Paul's Originals. Outerbridge spent the last 15 years of his life in health and creative decline. He helped his wife with her business, and his once great photography career diminished. In 1958, Paul Outerbridge died of lung cancer. In 1959, the Smithsonian Institution had a solo exhibit of his work. Leaving more than 21 boxes of unpublished photos. Today, Outerbridge's work can be seen in more than 40 art institutions throughout the world.